Hello and welcome. I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. So, this is going to be the start of a brand new Let's Play about the Sunni, Shia, and other Muslim religions. In fact, I put some thought into it, and generally, when I play as a Muslim, I like to start down here. I've had a lot of fun starting the game off as the Sheikh of Cadiz, a single county Muslim. But I'm going to do something a little bit different just because I think that this may be an overplayed area. Well, I think a lot of people play in this area. And I'm actually going to go head-to-head with the Russian dukes of Rostov, Ryazan, Kiev, Polotsk, Novgorod, etc. And so the only Muslim that we have available up in this area, we've got the pagan Suomenuskos, the Tengri, the Orthodox section of the Catholic faith, and then the Zoroastrian. It's hard to say some of these, but there's a small little bit of Sunni up here in the north. And so I'm going to play here, which looks like it's the Duke Akhad the First of Bulgar. And I'm trying to decide if I should do the ruler designer or not. I feel like it gives me a pretty unfair advantage. I think I will, just because I want to name my character, and I think in this series I'm pretty likely to do the renaming of some key characters throughout the game, just because I thought that was pretty fun with the Republic playthrough. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll play as this guy. We'll do the ruler designer, and you know what? Before we start, I'm trying to also decide if I should put the difficulty on a different setting or just keep it on the hardest setting. I guess, yeah, we'll stick with the hardest setting. I don't like losing fights that I should win, but at the same time, it's kind of necessary. So yes, random. That looks good. And what should I go with? Our little playthrough before did not go well down in Oxum. It was very, very brief. Let's see, what would be a good symbol? There we go, that's the one. Or red dot. No. Let's find something a little bit more creative than that. How about... oh, I don't know. They all seem so similar. Isn't that the same as the one that was at the beginning? Sure, let's do that one. Sounds good. I don't want to deal with this. I just want to play. Alright, so we'll name this guy Arumba. And the dynasty shall be what? What shall we call the dynasty? If we random, can we find something nice? The Cuman. Isn't there a religion? The Cumans are right here. That sounded like Russian. Oh sure, let's just go with that. Olas. Sounds good. So we're going to start off not married. We are going to play as Cuman. Let's go ahead and pick the naive appeaser. And I'm going to pick up a few traits here. So again, I'm going to start off wounded. I don't really mind that trait. While we're at it, let's just be a lunatic. I think a lunatic is an interesting start. We'll be a lunatic and we'll be possessed for great fun. And how about... well, clearly, if we're going to be a lunatic, we need to be attractive. It's just essential, I think. An attractive dwarf. We're Tyrion Lannister. Oh God, we're Tyrion Lannister. That's what we're doing. Tyrion Lannister. And I know, before you comment, I know there is a, what's it called? I've completely forgotten what that TV series is called now. It's based on a sword of Ice and Fire, Tale of Ice and Fire. Swords. I've completely forgotten. I need to stop thinking about it. Anyway, I know that there's a mod for it, and I may play that at some point, but for this, we're going to be Tyrion Lannister. We got to change our appearance, though. We got to make him look like Tyrion. What can we do? Tyrion had a big scar on his face. We do scar, hairstyle, beard, cheeks, ears, neck. No, this makes sense. Oh, I don't want to deal with it. A young Tyrion Lannister. Anyway, so he's an attractive dwarf. Tyrion, I think, is a genius, of course. He's an amazing character. Definitely a hedonist. He has a lot of fun with his whores. What else? He is a scholar. We're still age 16, mind you, so we can definitely tack on the traits. Definitely lustful. Not charitable. He was a greedy man. Well, he was not really. Not slothful. Very patient. Definitely deceitful. Craven, I would say no. Despite his short stature, he was definitely not afraid to go toe-to-toe with people. Oh, and it's called a Game of Thrones. I've just remembered. I'm sorry. Wasn't shy. Definitely was gregarious, ambitious. And we're finally age 20 now, so we're breaking into the actual point allotment. Wasn't particularly religious. Look at all these traits. My goodness, I wonder how many we can have. I would not say that he was trusting or cruel. And we are playing as a Muslim, so we should definitely try to take some of these traits if we can. Now this feels like cheating, because if you take like if you take the Mursa one, or I think it was no, they must have removed it. Yeah, there was one that basically gave you plus 10 with everybody, and it was free. So, all right, that sounds about good. So we're still 16, so I've got to allocate just a couple points. We'll just start right there. Very low base stats, but a huge amount of traits. Kind of a silly start, but we'll see where we go. Should be fun. Finish. Play. So we are Tyrion Lannister. Perhaps I should do a Game of Thrones Let's Play. That could be fun. So, let's see where we stand. Now, playing as a Muslim character, nearly half the fun of playing as a Muslim is that you get to have numerous wives, lots of kids, lots of murders and deaths and betrayals, and you have to deal with this interesting mechanic called decadence. And we'll go into decadence in a little bit more detail after I get things in order, but first we need to get married. So let's get that ambition, and let's go ahead and pick out a few wives. One thing you need to know is if you don't have enough wives as a Muslim, you have a prestige penalty. Very significant prestige penalty. So you must marry. Now there's a few gamey ways that you can reduce the number of children that you have. For instance, the game considers a wife to just be any old woman. Literally any old woman. You could marry 60-year-olds and satisfy the marriage requirement and not have any kids. I'm pretty sure the age cutoff for childbirth is like 45 or 46. So you could marry old people, but that's kind of silly. And as we all know, Tyrion Lannister loves his young, supple war horse. So we're going to marry some young people. Who can we marry? A courtier. So we're probably going to take nope, he lives with us. So she lives with us. Sure, we'll marry you. First person we lay our eyes on. Sounds good. We have a fantastic Chancellor. And a fantastic Spymaster. Fantastic. Now, if I remember correctly, I think that in this playthrough you start off with at least one count or chief that hates you. Yeah, it looks like we've got some people who do not believe in our religion. We got some Suomenuskos up to the north. And we've got just 4 holdings plus 2 more. We have 6 holdings right now. We should be okay with that much land in our domain if we... Oh, we instantly got married. That's right, because she's in our court. I was going to say, we don't have a marriage. But, so yes, we've married her. Who else can we marry? Any other courtiers? A leper. No, we don't want that. The other characters, the other wives you have, don't really matter too much, because their stats don't really affect you at all. You do want to avoid things like ambitious wives, because they'll try to murder your other kids, so that their kids have a better chance of succeeding. But, you know, now that I think about it, Tyrion Lannister wasn't a lunatic or possessed. But oh well, it's okay. We need more wives. How about we take... Let's just take any old wives. I don't really want to worry about it. So we'll just marry you as well. I mean, I could do some alliance type things, but the alliances wouldn't really matter because they're so far away they would not come up here to help us. So there's not really too much of a point in it. And sure, we'll take you as well. So now we have 3 wives, or apparently not, we've got to wait for a response on one of them. But you can see the penalty is now just -1 from having at least 2 wives. But we need at least 1 more. We can have up to 4 at the most. So, we need to go on a Hajj. Lots of murders that we can plan. Let's go ahead and let's choose a plot before we go on the Hajj, because once we get a regent, we won't be able to plot. We want to... This guy's got 2 counties. Why would we want to kill her? I'm not really sure why that shows up. And I do think that I'm going to have some fun with this Let's Play. I'm going to do a little bit more role play. I'm going to try to play the character a little bit more like his attributes would dictate. But I'm going to do the best I can to still take over the world. So, let's plot to kill this guy. He doesn't like me very much, and I don't really like him. Let's get rid of him. His opinion of us is so low that it's very unlikely we'd be able to ever boost it up and convert him. Let's do a quick check. Most people, in fact, don't like us. Let's go ahead. We'll actually delegate out a few titles. And I want to target the mayors because I want the income more than anything. So because he has a negative opinion of us, and the lunatic thing is a big penalty, -25. Everyone hates us because I'm a lunatic. I love it. Let's go ahead and give out some honorary titles. So let's make you a cupbearer. Sure, why not? And next guy that's closest, we'll make you the musician. We'll make you our poet. And finally, you get to be the... Oh, can't award you an honorary title. Why not? Not sure. Fine. You get it then. You're the chief architect. Congratulations. And we still want to go on our Hajj. Great. So going on the Hajj basically is where all Muslim characters have the ability to go down to Mecca, which is right here. So they go on a Hajj to Mecca. I haven't really researched the Muslim religion very much, but it's something to do with their religious beliefs. They travel on a Hajj, they go here, it's all about piety and worshiping their religion. So we're going to go on a Hajj, got to help people like us more, which is good. And before we actually earn any income, this is gamey. The game hasn't calculated my income yet. I'm going to give some gold to the caliph, and or give a voluntary charity. It's only going to cost me 1 gold, but give me 25 piety. Now, a big difference between playing as a Muslim and a Christian is that Muslims get tremendous relationship bonuses from having piety, where religious people in the Catholic or Christian faith here over here don't get any real benefit from it unless it's a bishop or the Pope. But all Muslims honor and respect people who have piety. So we want to get prestige and piety. So I want that piety. And let's just wait a second. I think this should update. Yes, it did, because we got married. Good. And we need new ambition. So let's try to... Nothing to be improved. What's more likely? 500 piety or 1,000 prestige? Probably piety. Let's go for piety. Sounds good. And let's go ahead and get our guys working. So, we own this, and this is a Tengri religion. Let's convert that. And I'd like to see how our technology looks. We have great technology in a few of our holdings. I don't think all of them, in fact. Yeah, these have none. And this one has none as well. So it will get some great bonuses from the neighbor bonus and domain bonus. But yeah, let's research tech there to get that one up. It's better to have lots of counties that have some technology versus just a couple with a ton. You'd rather have it spread out. It helps with the proliferation of technology. Spreading it is a very important part long term. Let's go scheme there. Why not? And we'll try to improve diplomatic relations with this guy because he's big and has lots of land. And will likely try to attack us soon because he is Tengri. Okay, I think we're ready to play a bit. And before we start, I want to kind of cover some of the differences in the laws. So you'll notice that the laws page is much smaller when you play as a Muslim. Instead of having feudal laws, city laws, and church laws, you just have two. You've got cities and Ikta. And the reason for that is that when you play as a Christian, a count, for example, if we look in, say, Poland here, a feudal ruler can only own castles without penalty. If he owns a city or a church, he'll experience a minus 75% wrong holder penalty to income and levy. It's very, very disadvantageous. Actually, I think it's just to income. But and then same thing holds true if you're a mayor and you hold a castle or a bishopric, you'll see that penalty. And if you are a bishop, you'll experience the penalty. Muslims are different. Muslims are allowed to hold mosques, which is the equivalent of a bishopric, at no penalty. So because of that, they only need two sets of laws. You've got cities and Ikta, which just means basically rulers. So someone who runs just a mosque and someone who runs just a barony are essentially the same. It's a different type of building, but they're the same like rank. Now it's easier to get taxation as a Muslim because the base taxation is 10%. So compare that to, say, the Russians here, where the base tax for them on feudal titles like castles is 0%. So we're going to get some money from everybody. And I do want to increase this, but also the cost is 50 piety. You do not need any approval from your vassals to change laws. You just have to spend piety. And I don't want to do that quite yet. You'll notice when I look through my vassals that right now I have +2 opinion from piety. You get +2 opinion for every 25 piety that you have. Actually, it might be 20. Let me wait a little bit and we'll see. So this is an event. So I'm preparing myself for my travel to Mecca, and I have understood that there are members of our court who have not yet gone on a pilgrimage. As Duke, it is my duty to be charitable to my people, and I will bring one of them with me. So this is just 2.5 gold. We'll bring someone with us and make them like us better. So we'll do it. Apparently one of our little guys doesn't want to live with us anymore. He's trying to found an independence faction. This guy lives there, which is okay. So we've got our spy master scheming here. He should help prevent that independence. And I think he might even be one of the next people I kill. Okay, the Sunni has heard about me giving sadaqah and sends his blessing. So we gain an extra 25 piety on top of the 25 we gained when we donated. So that is good. And let's test it. Let's see. Do we have +4 opinion or is it +3? +3. So it's every 25 piety gives you a +1 bonus. Okay, so you take passage on a ship, but the crew is soon exposed as less than honorable. The captain is overheard discussing how he and his men will sell the pilgrims he is carrying, including you, into slavery at the next port. That will not come to pass. To arms! So we can mutiny, 15% chance of getting wounded. We're already wounded, so there's really no risk. Or we could flee, which is dishonorable, so let's do this. Together with the other pilgrims, you turn against the crew and fierce struggle ensues. The battle ends when you run your blade through the treacherous captain's gut and the rest of the crew surrenders. The ship is under your command. 15 prestige. Right. Now we're over our limit because my regent has poor stewardship compared to me. When I get back from the Hajj, I will be okay having 6 holdings. And apparently we're allowed to have righteous imprisonment. What do you want to do? He wants to kill somebody. Chief Tugan, I would happily join you. I'm not going to arrest you. You can do whatever you want. Have fun. My co-conspirator is letting me know that he's going to kill that man. Alright, so the journey through the desert is long and arduous, under the scorching sun. Suddenly a large tea house materializes into thin air before your very eyes, and the singing djinn, who seems to own the establishment, beckons you inside. Strangely, your traveling companions do not take notice of this stunning event. So we could either say it's a mirage, my mind is playing tricks on me, and become depressed, or we could say the last one inside buys the first round of tea. We're already possessed, so naturally that's the right choice. Okay. As you stop for camp one evening, you notice that an old man in poor clothing has made camp at the same place. The man offers to tell you a hadith if you can spare him some bread. So do we want to listen or not listen? Well, it's only 1 gold. I'll happily listen. The old man says that the messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, would often pray, "O Allah, I seek your protection from anxiety and grief, from incapacity and laziness, from stinginess and cowardice, and from the burden of debt and the domination of people." I cannot pronounce that word. Alhamdulillah. La la la. Yes, so we've gained prestige. As you arrive in Mecca, so we're apparently now down in Mecca, you change from your traveling clothes and dress in the white ihram clothing. This cloth is intended to make everyone appear the same, as in the eyes of Allah there is no difference between a duke and a pauper. I am humbled. And we're trying to be all humble, but we've just attempted murder. So you are now at Kaaba itself and performing the tawaf. 7 circuits you will walk around the black stone, and each time you complete a circuit you point to the stone and say, "In the name of Allah, Allah is great, Allah is great, Allah is great, and praise be to Allah." Now we can shout at every circuit and try to gain the proud trait, 33% chance, but we gain 25 piety. Or we can only shout the first 3 times and also gain 25 and take on the humble trait. Now when you're playing as a Muslim, I would definitely recommend, whenever possible, trying to get the humble trait. It gives you 1 piety per month, or about 12 piety per year. And again, piety improves relationships with all Muslims. So while prestige is good, piety is better. We'll take that. To symbolize the mercy God had for Abraham and replacing his son Ishmael with a ram, which Abraham then sacrificed, we performed the Eid al-Adha while at Mecca. We can either sacrifice a ram or sacrifice a lamb. I'm gonna take the piety. I want the money, and I want piety. Piety gives you more reputation per point than prestige does as a Muslim. In fact, we have 73 prestige. That gives us no points whatsoever. 135 gives us +5 with everybody. Piety +5. And this guy apparently is a lunatic as well. That's funny. So it says Liege is lunatic, -25. Both lunatic, +10. I don't think you should get the Liege's lunatic penalty. It's silly to me. I think that it should just be gone if he's a lunatic as well. I mean, come on, we're brothers. We're brothers at arms. We're lunatics. As you travel back home from Mecca, you encounter a very poor village where even the richest seem to starve. Yes, let's help them. And then we'll try to murder somebody, for good measure. Dangerous factions. So we've never had this happen while playing together. So this person has managed to pull in a vassal of mine into his independence faction. They have 58.5% of my manpower, and this guy, I'm basically going, I think this is the guy I'm trying to kill, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So if he dies, we'll be okay, but in the meantime, I'm going to send my spy master to his county to discourage him from joining factions, and actually he's already there, so he should hopefully get him to get out of that faction before they revolt on us. We have succeeded. So that little alert goes away. And it's just this one guy. So who inherited, I wonder? We did. Fantastic. Okay, I have returned to my court a changed man. I am truly humbled before Allah, and I know that all men are equal and can live in harmony with each other. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. So, we've completed the Hajj, which gives us a trait here called Hajj, I think is how you pronounce it. And so it gives us 1 stewardship plus 0.1 piety, and it creates a plus 10 relationship bonus with every vassal that is a Muslim. People like it when you go on the Hajj, so you should definitely go as soon as possible every time you play as a Muslim. Let's go ahead and plot to kill this other... What do I want? Well, I'm going to think about this for a moment, and when I come back, we will decide. So thank you so much for watching. This is the first episode. I'm going to end it here, and I plan to release the next one soon. Thank you so much. See you in a bit.